Hey, it's Mark. I wanted to pass along a few QAs that I got, questions from people commenting on some of my stuff, answers that I gave them. Maybe if there's a question that they asked, something that you're interested in, here you go. You get to hear my thoughts for whatever for whatever it's worth. It's not much, but hey, look, worth a few minutes at least of your time. So, a question about Bitcoin's movements matching the stock market, correlation with Bitcoin and the stock market, so that if the stock market starts going down, will Bitcoin suffer? Um, so my answer was, is it that Bitcoin is correlated with the stock market or a certain index? And correlated in what sense? I'm just reading off the computer screen. Bitcoin's flat since February. S&P 500 is almost straight up in the same time period. And if you look at the correlation, there's a very modest, slight positive correlation according to the people who study this stuff. It's a modest, slight positive correlation to the S&P 500, which is not the quote-unquote stock market. It's just one index of the stock market. So yeah, there's a slight correlation. The question is over what time frame and to what degree. We'll just have to see what happens when the stock market crashes. Yes, when the stock market crashes. I'm not saying it's going to happen anytime soon. But the stock market cannot go up forever. It just doesn't. It's been going up forever for the last year and a half, but that can't continue. There's going to be a pullback at some time. Anyway, we'll have to see what happens when the stock market crashes, and maybe it won't crash. It'll just go sideways for a while. Lord knows it needs it. More money is flowing into Bitcoin funds that only tangentially affect the spot price, not a lot proportional to the overall size of the market. But it's mostly traditional investors and institutions using those funds, presumably the people most likely to cause the correlation you mentioned, that the person commenting mentioned. So they're using these funds as proxies instead of buying and selling actual Bitcoin. The question is, does that change the dynamic, especially for some of the paper traded investment products where you're never touching the spot market. Even the funds aren't touching the spot market. Also, I just saw a survey showing more self-identified investors selling stocks for crypto since the spring. Will they switch back, given how crypto far outpaced equities in 2020 after its only other crash since 2008, meaning the stock market crash since 2008, and crypto just outpaced it on the way up. So you think about that, it's a recent phenomenon. You say, oh my God, okay, the stock market crashed. Well, last time it crashed in March 2020, Bitcoin crushed it. And the alts, some of these things did even better. So maybe that's in people's minds if the stock market does go down. We'll see. The point is, we'll see. Okay. And the next question, rumors floating around about a possible default of Tether on high exposure with Chinese and Evergrande debts. Any thoughts on that? Yes, Tether is an ever-present risk, and it was the same as when the price of Bitcoin was 68,000, 65,000, 60,000, and every other price since Tether was created. I think it's more likely USDT is heavy with money laundering, similar to how dirty money uses gift cards, real estate, agriculture, investment banks, lots of other ways that they move money around. And the people who run Tether know they're going to be held accountable if the authorities unravel the web. That's why they're so dodgy. Nobody really knows. But the bottom line is Tether is a risk at any price, under any condition. And if you're in this market, you got to deal with it. You just have to accept it. Okay, references for studying investing. Okay, I can't do that. Okay, Ethereum flipping Bitcoin as the market. So at one point I said, I'm always concerned when people start talking about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin, because that is when you hear that at the end of these alt seasons, right? Which are usually like either a local peak or the peak of the market. So I made a comment about that, and the point is not that I'm thinking that about that at all. I'm just saying, like, it came up a few times in a few different ways on my feed, comments from subscribers, other places I saw it about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. I we'll see. It's a long way to go. If Bitcoin is still about double the market cap of Ethereum, and there are a lot of other things that look. I mean, it's too early to have that conversation. Could it happen? Ethereum's a beast. So is Bitcoin, and there are a few other smart contract platforms nipping at Ethereum's heels. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But we are a long way from talking about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. It's just when people say that, my PTSD of previous swings, previous alt seasons, going back to 2017 when I came in, was people talking about how Ethereum is going to flip in Bitcoin, and that was always like basically the end. That was like everybody's off their kilter, off their rockers, they're sipping too much moon juice, and it's all going to fall apart. But I don't get the sense that's what it is here. It's just like it was more of a quip than an honest like anything else. So look, just a few questions. If you like something like this, if you like what I'm doing, take 5 minutes here or there to post some QAs and talk through what I wrote, which doesn't actually sound as good when I read it, what I wrote, but it's content, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you don't, whether you do or don't, leave a comment below. Let me know if it's more something I should do more, something I should do less. Relax and enjoy the ride.